於感言部分，日華牧師為大家分享到一個世上鮮為人知嘅事實，就係黃金價值嘅真相。自人類有歷史以嚟，黃金同保值就畫上等號。由於黃金稀有、提煉困難、色澤亮麗、唔容易變質，使黃金成為咗富貴嘅象徵，亦令黃金喺過去數千年嚟一直成為白銀以外另一種公認為代表金錢嘅貴金屬。甚至當人類開始使用更為方便嘅紙幣嚟代替黃金同白銀嘅時候，亦一定會將貨幣同金銀掛鈎，即係所謂嘅金本位同埋銀本位制度，令人民有信心相信政府所發行嘅貨幣係物有所值，而唔係一張一文不值嘅郵物票據。但係到上世紀初，美國喺1913年成立聯邦儲備局，開始放棄金本位嘅第一步，及至1971年最終完全放棄。現今全世界嘅所有國家都不約而同咁樣跟隨美國嘅做法，完全放棄使用金本位同埋銀本位，所有貨幣都完全冇貴金屬支持，單以人民對政府嘅信任嚟維繫貨幣嘅價值。但係點解美國於100多年前要部署放棄金本位呢？點解人類已經使用咗數千年作為代表金錢嘅黃金，會喺短短幾十年間喺美國帶領下被全世界放棄作為金錢呢？原因可能會令你覺得不可思議。
原來早喺19年前，即1996年，當日華牧師分享轟動全港嘅養分療法信息後，就分享咗一連串被 Freemason 壓抑多年嘅真相同真知識，當中包括各種被壓抑嘅神奇醫療方法、各種清潔又冇污染嘅免費能源，以及一位天才科學家 Nikola Tesla 早於100多年前嘅各種神奇發明。其中，日華牧師分享到，原來 Tesla 早已為美國政府製造咗一道能夠瞬間穿越時空到達火星嘅所謂隨意門，就好似日本卡通漫畫哆啦 A 夢嘅主角所使用嘅隨意門一樣，能夠穿越唔同時空。美國政府只要經過呢扇門，就可以立即到達火星表面，而唔需要使用火箭航行多日。當佢哋到達火星表面後，發現呢個紅色星球嘅表面原來鋪滿咗黃金，數量如同地球表面嘅沙土一樣多。日華牧師亦曾於1年多前2014年7月20日2012榮耀盼望第232篇及精華短片《地球上的黃金量對比火星上的黃金量》裏面分享，有人發現火星嘅表面佈滿咗黃金。等我哋重溫部分片段。
咁喺呢度呢，其實有一個好恐怖嘅將來呢，其實喺度值得一提嘅。因為點解呢？因為其實喺我研究免費能源嘅時候，其中可能當中有一啲嘅弟兄姊妹已經重聽翻我以前嘅信息，或者記得我以前講嘅咧。我嗰時其實講過一樣嘢咧 ，Tesla 嘅時代咧 ，Tesla 已經佢哋呢班人已經講啦。嗱，除非 Tesla 係騙子啫，我哋而家知道絕對唔係啦 ，Tesla 真係勁噶啦。並且就算連愛迪生佢好多嘅所謂發明咧其實都係只不過同 Tesla 買嘅專利嚟嘅啫嘛根本係 Tesla 發明。但係 Tesla 嘅時代已經講話，根本美國係已經上到火星，而火星嗰度咧遍地都係金嚟，全部係金嚟。
究竟火星上有幾多黃金呢？曾經有人發現美國太空總署所發佈嘅火星地貌圖片中嘅火星嘅地貌圖被人刻意修改咗。原來火星嘅地面全部鋪滿24K 黃金嘅金沙，喺太陽光照耀之下發出金光閃閃嘅美麗色彩，但係卻被人用電腦修改成常見嘅紅黃色沙粒嘅顏色。
圖中所見為美國太空總署提供俾 Google Earth 軟件中嘅火星地貌衛星圖片。你會發現明顯地呢個火星地貌係俾人刻意修改過，絕大部分地區都經過後製，覆蓋上別嘅顏色以遮掩事實。有部分未被修改嘅地方喺太陽光照耀下發出金光閃閃嘅美麗色彩，明顯地只有天然嘅黃金先至咁耀眼。另一方面，美國太空總署所發表所謂探測火星嘅好奇號照片中，發現一個極似人形嘅影子出現。照片中呢個人形好似着咗防護衣服同呼吸裝備，正喺度為好奇號維修。
A mysterious figure has been photographed on the red planet by the Mars Curiosity rover. The image, which appears to show the shadow of a humanoid leaning over the Curiosity rover, was snapped by the left navigation camera on board the Mars Explorer. This cannot be a trick of light. If we look closer, we can see that the figure has hair, a body with a possible backpack, and legs. Could this image confirm that there is a human presence on the red planet, as many conspiracy theorists believe?
呢張照片正好顯示有人喺火星嘅好奇號旁邊，如日華牧師所分享，如果美國早已擁有 Tesla 嘅科技，可以直接到達火星表面嘅話，呢個就不足為奇啦。另外，一名為美國太空總署工作，喺1979年負責24小時日夜監察火星維京號嘅工作人員，向一個電視台節目聲稱，監察維京號時曾經睇見兩個身穿保護衣服嘅人喺火星上行走。
During a recent coast-to-coast broadcast, a former NASA employee called in to relate a story about the Mars Viking lander. The caller, who claimed to have worked for NASA during the Viking rover mission, claimed she saw two people walking on the surface of Mars.
Well, I used to work at NASA during that time and handling downlink telemetry, and one night on our video monitors while the little Viking rover was running around, I see two men in suits, not necessarily space suits. I mean, they looked protective, but they didn't look like the bulky things that our astronauts use. But they came over the horizon walking towards the Viking Explorer, and our vision got cut off. I didn't see what they did with it or anything else.
They were probably making repairs.
Well, that's why I was wondering if they were our guys or not. Cause
Yeah, they were.
Do you know what kind of suits they wore?
Pardon?
Do you know what kind of suits they wore?
Well, they wouldn't have to wear very much. I mean, the atmosphere is, there's enough atmosphere to walk around without a spacesuit on Mars, same as there is on the moon. I mean, it's like about 15,000 feet on Earth. Now, you can go through a 24-hour acclimatization program on the moon, and you can walk around without a spacesuit. Same thing on Mars. You don't need a spacesuit. If they had one, it was just minimal.
又話牧師進一步分析，點解喺美國太空總署早前發表曾上火星探測嘅好奇號無人太空船嘅照片同影片上，竟然被人發現係喺地球拍攝嘅假照片同假影片呢？因為原來黃金本嚟就係超新星爆炸嘅時候產生嘅廢物，整個宇宙都充滿好多黃金。而美國政府唔希望人類太早知道火星表面係充滿黃金，因為美國政府計劃當美元變成廢紙，又有好些國家自以為可以用黃金儲備嚟救自身國家嘅經濟嘅時候，美國先至向外公佈，原來火星上嘅黃金好似地球嘅沙粒一樣咁多，並且美國已經有能力將火星上嘅黃金大量咁運返地球，令所有希望行金本位嘅國家即時經濟崩潰，最終只能夠接受敵基督所提供嘅666受印晶片嘅經濟系統。
所以美國係有能力輕易地將火星嘅黃金運回地球，而呢項技術亦只限於美國擁有。但原來佈滿黃金嘅唔單止係火星，美國本土嘅科羅拉多大峽谷其實亦隱藏咗大量未被發掘同不為人知嘅黃金礦藏。早於1912年6月19日，美國紐約時報就清楚報導，標題為 Tale of Vast Riches in the Grand Canyon, Men engaged in gold dredging operations expect to astonish the world。意即大峽谷的巨大財富，從事黃金挖掘的人之發現，預計將震驚世界。原來103年前，即1912年，已經有掘金者發現美國大峽谷蘊藏咗數以10億安士黃金，比人類有史以嚟全球所發掘到嘅黃金總數仲要多。因為根據當年嘅統計，全球所有已被發掘嘅黃金總數為9億6千萬安士，而當時大部分國家，包括美國在內，貨幣政策都係行使金本位。如果世人知道美國大峽谷所蘊藏嘅黃金數量係如此之多，就會令全球嘅貨幣即時崩潰。所以當時美國第28任總統 Woodrow Wilson 本來極為反對由企業同銀行壟斷經濟，任內亦大力推行反壟斷法以及由政府發行貨幣嘅政策，卻出人意表地通過法案，讓美國12家私人銀行喺1913年12月組成聯邦儲備局，給予權力讓私人銀行發行美金，為日後喺1933年同1971年逐步取消金本位而鋪路。原因係當時發現咗大峽谷蘊藏住天文數字嘅黃金，所以 Woodrow Wilson 唯有放棄金本位， 任由美國嘅銀行冇限制地發鈔，甚至美國政府亦無法阻止。直到有一日，當美金嘅數量多到可以與大峽谷嘅黃金數量匹配時，就係全世界以為美金將會因為發行過多而變成廢紙嘅時候，就可以向外公佈大峽谷蘊藏天文數字嘅黃金，甚至火星上亦滿佈黃金嘅事實。並且 Woodrow Wilson 喺任內於1919年2月26日通過法案，正式將大峽谷裏面長度約170公里嘅區域成立為大峽谷國家公園，建立起步道系統、生態與地質學嘅教育研究系統，令所有人都唔可以喺大峽谷作任何開採，唔可以發掘蘊藏嘅黃金。以下嘅聲帶訪問係由 YouTube 頻道 financeandliberty.com 嘅主持人 Elijah Johnson 訪問貴金屬投資網站 roadtorouter.com 嘅負責人 Bix Weir。Bix Weir 有30多年從事財經界嘅經驗，喺過去嘅15年一直致力揭露銀行家種種壓抑金銀價格嘅陰謀。喺呢趟對談當中， Bix Weir 先提到美國聯邦儲備局源起於1913年時任美國總統威爾遜所作嘅決定，而呢個決定又牽連到《紐約時報》於1912年嘅一則驚人報導。報導正正指出，美國其實早喺1912年，即距今103年前，已經發現大峽谷蘊藏住可以開採出天文數字黃金量嘅礦藏。Bix Weir 認為兩者明顯息息相關，甚至嚟到當下，美聯儲嘅種種行動皆與呢個淵源有關，並已整裝待發，預備推進到終結一幕嘅高潮。
But what's going on right now with the Fed is really an end game that they have been planning for decades, if not the entire lifespan of the Fed. You know, on the Road to Ruta information, I go into a lot of the Fed Boston publications about, you know, they have these comic books about this little girl named Ruta who's basically trying to return her country back to a gold standard is the kind of the analogy that you can derive from it. And it even says it in the teacher's manual of that comic, that there is a need for a gold standard. And this is coming out of the Federal Reserve Bank. So there is a background kind of subplot going on. And I've done a lot of research into kind of where it came from and what really happened when the Fed was set up back in, on December 23rd, back in 1913. What was the world like back then? You know, why did Woodrow Wilson, the rumor is after he agreed to create the Federal Reserve, he was quoted as saying, "I am a most unhappy man. I have unwittingly ruined my country." And because Wilson was very anti-bank, he was breaking up all the monopolies back then. So everybody's like, well, what made him do it? What made him agree to set up the Federal Reserve Bank? And I believe I found the answer a few years ago in a New York Times article that was published on June 19th in 1912. And it was a long time ago, right kind of the heat of when they're talking about the Fed. And what the title of this article came out in the Times, it says, "Tale of Vast Riches in the Grand Canyon." And it talks about this gold discovery in the Grand Canyon that is larger than anything anybody's ever found on Earth. And there were these people out of Chicago who were investing millions of dollars, which was a lot of money back then, into dredges and sending it all into the Grand Canyon. And in this article, it quotes the kind of the foreman, the guy in charge of it. He says, "I know it will be difficult to comprehend that I have a correct conception of the wealth that is buried in the banks of the Colorado Canyon," he says, "but I can demonstrate every statement I make to be absolutely true, and that my chief shortcoming is the inability to comprehend the vastness of the riches that lie along this great stream." And then he goes on to talk about how there are billions, not millions, billions of ounces that will be mined out of this spot. Now, going back to the 1900, there was only 30 million or 30,000 tons of gold ever mined up until about 1900, which is about 960 million ounces of gold that were ever mined. And you put your head around and you say, wait a minute, back in the 1900s, gold was used as money. So if you introduce 3, 4, 5 times the amount of gold into the system, than is what right there right now, you will devalue that currency. And I believe that that's what the bankers got together and went to Wilson and said, hey, if we mine this gold out of the Grand Canyon, we will destroy the wealth of everybody in the world that was on the gold standard at that time. So really interesting stuff, and I think that's how they got him to set up the Federal Reserve. And then from there, the Federal Reserve has done so many secretive maneuvers, and they actually, the 1933 confiscation of gold was not actually, trying to steal people's gold. I believe that because that was the exact day of the 20-year charter for the Fed. Is in 1933, the 20-year charter should have expired, and that's when they confiscate all the gold. I think they were taking it out of the bankers' hands, but in I think it was 1927, they put an amendment that said, well, Congress can renew the charter of the Federal Reserve System until they decide to close it off. So it's Congress that has the power to do that. And the other way that the Fed can close is if they do anything illegal. And that's a really interesting part of it too. It doesn't even take Congress. If they do anything illegal, they can close the Federal Reserve. So all this stuff, all this secret stuff that's gone on ever since the invention of the Federal Reserve System is kind of coming to a climactic end now. And normally the Fed can stop all the gossip about, what are they going to do? It's not a big deal. We can do, they can pretty much do whatever they want. This time, people aren't reacting like that. They're getting mad at the Fed because the stock market didn't go up when Yellen didn't raise rates. And Yellen's not the one in charge at the Fed right now. It's Stanley Fischer, the number 2 guy at the Fed. The ex-head of the Israeli central bank is really running the show. So all this stuff is coming to a head right now.
甚至1990年代至今日，無論係美國總統克林頓、布殊家族或奧巴馬想再次喺大峽谷進行礦務發掘嘅話，都被政府阻止。
I know I'm going on and on about this, but it was so important to understand why we got into it in the beginning. And all that gold in the Grand Canyon was never mined. It is now it's in a cordoned off area within the Grand Canyon. You're not allowed to go in there. Bush Sr., Bush Jr., Clinton, and Obama have all tried to get in there and sell some mining rights, and nobody is allowed to do that. And the U.S. Marines are actually guarding that area. So it's really interesting stuff. And if the Fed crashes the system, which I believe is what they're trying to do now, then we can go back to at least a brief bit of sanity. Get that gold out of the Grand Canyon, distribute it between amongst the people of the United States, and try to move on with a more honest system, hopefully.
但原來現今或過去100年，聯儲局所做嘅一切都係一個百年計劃，為要讓大峽谷藏金嘅事實有一日可以公開，而唔會令經濟崩潰，並且可以讓全世界經濟因為無限制地印美元而產生一個巨大嘅經濟泡沫，使人類嘅科技飛升進步。
But the whole idea was to create them in such large amounts, growing them bigger, and bigger, and then ultimately to pop the bubble and start fresh. And I think Janet Yellen did exactly what she was supposed to do, just like Bernanke, just like Greenspan. Grow that bubble bigger, and then you grow it too big and it's going to pop. And we are at that point now.
Now, the ironic thing is, with the Federal Reserve, the dollar has lost, even according to the government's inflation numbers, 96% of its value since 1913 when the Fed was implemented. So it just seems very ironic that the reason you're saying that the Fed was able to be created was because they were afraid of the devaluation of the money, but that happened anyways.
True, and that's exactly, and that was the plan of the Fed. That's what they sold Wilson on is, hey, if we introduce this money now in kind of one fell swoop and say, oh my God, everything's going to be, devalued, that would cause social chaos and a lot of things would happen. What the Fed did what they did is they devalued over time. And all the way up until, the mass devaluation really just started recently. But you go up until 1971, the devaluation of the dollar was a much slower pace. And then in 71, you went off the gold standard and it kicked into high gear. And then the crisis of the credit crisis in 2001 and the dot-com bust, and then you have the housing bust. It's just gone into hyperbolic speed of creating money and devaluing the dollar. So it is still happening, but instead of happening from 1900 to 1910, we're talking about having it happen from 1913 until today, so it's lasted 100 years. And there's actually a really interesting Nobel Prize winning paper, economic paper called On the Road to the Golden Age, written in the 60s that I talk about and it was part of the Road to Ruta comic. It's what Ruta was writing in the sand when she was trying to figure out how to allocate what they call colored flowers in the comic, was this economic formula that says the best way to get back to a gold standard is to run the current unbacked fiat system as long and hard as possible, basically to infinity, sucking up all the benefits of unbacked money. And then when it's all over, crash the system, and then people will be clamoring for a gold standard after everything is destroyed. But you will have, if you look at since the creation of the Fed, how much of this progress and innovation and these discoveries in math and science and all this stuff, how much of it would have actually happened had the Fed not been there and this easy funding not been available. For great example is all the dot-com companies. Yeah, a lot of them were completely ridiculous and imploded, but a lot of the technology has changed our world today. We have iPhones, probably because Apple got venture capital funding. The free money type of stuff really does speed up innovation and gives people the money to play with. But at the end of the day, it'll destroy everybody who's not involved in that part of the economy.
所以日華牧師指出，只有使用銀本位先係上策，因為白銀唔似黃金，數量非常稀少，並且喺工業同埋醫藥嘅用途比黃金廣泛得多。但相反，現今包括中國在內嘅金磚五國，亦希望以金本位抗衡美金。其實呢個係死路一條。金磚五國為首嘅俄羅斯，其實都係由 Freemason 控制，引誘包括中國在內嘅國家使用金本位，令全世界步入美國嘅詭計陷阱之中。因為美國早喺100多年前已經為今日嘅政治同埋經濟局面計劃咗一步後着。當美金因為發行過多而崩潰，其他國家又以為所收藏嘅黃金儲備可以救翻自己國家嘅貨幣之時，美國政府就會向全世界公佈大峽谷同火星蘊藏黃金嘅事實，讓世人終於知道佢哋辛辛苦苦收購嘅黃金礦藏量竟然多如沙土。如此一嚟，唔單止美國可以避免美金死亡所帶嚟嘅經濟崩潰，更相反地，令所有計劃行使金本位嘅國家即時經濟崩潰。一日之間，全世界都要向美國屈膝，接受由 Freemason 所推出取代美金同埋全世界貨幣嘅666獸印數碼化貨幣系統。而現今開始被世人認受嘅比特幣，就係666獸印數碼化貨幣系統嘅前身。日華牧師亦曾多次作對比，黃金代表神嘅神聖，白銀則係代表救恩。所以現今白銀嘅短缺，就代表救恩時代將會過去。真正得着救恩嘅基督徒，亦會同呢啲將要消失嘅白銀一樣，因被提而從地上消失，去到神嘅天國入邊。而地上黃金嘅泛濫，正好代表神嘅審判將會充滿地面。呢個正係7年大災難所代表。神向呢啲不信同埋邪惡嘅世代，終於顯示真正面目。但呢個卻唔係嗰啲不信嘅惡人能夠擔當。就正如出埃及嘅以色列人，而唔敢面對神喺西奈山所顯示嘅威榮一樣。